I'm not monster.
Aren't viewers like
Paid for by users like you. There you go. Jesus
what?
Christ.
Tarnation?
You're welcome.
I
Thank
feel
you.
like we were introducing some sort of action style show there. And I think we're going to leave the people in Guantanamo Bay horribly disappointed and yet fulfilled as usual.
Well, they're in Guantanamo Bay. They get what they get.
Yeah, fuck you, Guantanamo Bay detainees.
Yeah. Hey, if they had nothing to hide, why are they there? Or something.
Yeah, they're
Except
already
you're prisoner
guilty.
17498. You're cool.
Cock meat
Yeah,
sandwich.
he's cool. He sold me weed one time. That's why he's there.
Except Brad.
Yeah.
That guy's a dick.
Brad is a dick. That is true. Any of you guys smoke cigars?
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very rarely, but yes.
Do they make you feel manly?
No.
No, not really.
No.
This majestic beard.
What,
makes
having
me
the big
feel manly.
phallic thing in my mouth? No, it doesn't make me feel manly.
Yeah. Exactly. And I see this people they're trying to be like the alpha male, right? And they got a bourbon and a big fucking cigar in their mouth, and it's like
And they're
that's
like
exactly
holding
what-
a cowboy ribeye in the other
Yeah,
with
it's
a little
like that's
char on the outside.
all the toxic masculinity in one photo, and to me, right, it seems very phallic. Like deep down, you want to suck a cock, and I just.
But don't we all want to suck a cock deep down?
Deep down? Well, I mean, if you're gonna suck it deep down. Don't fucking tease me. I mean,
Yes,
of course.
it's
yeah.
just ridiculous. But I think some people
do you go full glurk?
glurk. I think some people do enjoy cigars. I've smoked a few over the years. My problem is that from years and years of smoking weed back in my 20s and 30s, I cannot hit something and not inhale it. So I always inhale my cigars, and then
That's
I have to
bullshit.
go
I've seen you
shit.
at the pho restaurant.
Do what?
That's bullshit. I've seen you at the pho restaurant. You've hit that shit quite a few times and inhaled it.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I got him.
Yeah, sorry, that one. Yeah. And yes,
I
your
still
beard
don't
does
quite
make you
understand.
manly. So, but yeah, I was just curious. I saw something the other day, and it was this dude just kind of being a dick on social media, and his profile picture was him with a glass of bourbon, which I like bourbon, whiskey and everything, and then this big cigar, and just like he was just king shit, and it just cracks me up. If you
Oh,
like
no,
bourbon and cigars, that's fine. Like I'm not shitting on people who like bourbon and cigars, but I don't understand how that makes you manly. I don't get it.
Every time I hear somebody call themselves an alpha male, I just figure it's like an early version of God before they fixed all the bugs and
Absolutely,
all that.
yeah. And the software version, right? An alpha male.
Unstable and not
access.
suitable for public.
We're not suitable for the public. Yeah, I've railed against toxic masculinity for a long fucking time. I think there are traits. There are things about being a man that.
I'm just imagining an alpha male being like a Cro-Magnon, like Neanderthal. He has no idea how anything works.
The files are in the computer.
And bright, shiny things like fire scare them.
While they're lighting their cigars. Yeah, I've railed against toxic masculinity. I think there's lots of things that make men, and that's cool. But I think there's a line where being a dick does not make you masculine. Like, I think it's the exact opposite.
Nor a douchebag.
Right. I just don't understand why that is associated with being an alpha slash masculine, right? Because and when you the whole alpha thing, which was debunked by the guy who invented it, right? Um, if you look at animal hierarchy, typically the leaders of the pack tend to be nurturing. They tend to be protective. Not douchebags. So if you want to go look at a wolf pack and use that as your basis of whatever you believe in,
shit, go find a group of silverbacks and see how it works. It's
there
like,
you go.
He doesn't take
right.
any shit from anybody, but he's always the first one to jump in between any one of his tribe
Right.
and something else.
Perfect example. Yes.
You know,
So,
and if they
that's
have
an alpha male
conflict inside their own group,
right?
They don't run over and just like beat their chest and, I'm the biggest badass. And,
right.
It's like if they have conflict, they have a resolution later on. Like, hey, dude, sorry about that shit. Are we cool? Don't fuck with me,
right.
But are we cool?
Right. They keep the younger members in check, but like you said, not by being a dick. They don't go around, starting shit for no reason. Because I've always said, I've known people in my life that were very big, scary, powerful men, human beings, and they tend to also be the ones that were the quietest and the most mellow, because they knew.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Dan.
Oh, you're welcome. It's the beard. They knew that they could swing once on you and take your head completely off your fucking shoulders. Like they weren't worried about it. When I was in school, high school, I was a small dude. I think I know in 7th grade, excuse me, I was like 95 pounds because I wrestled 105 and I was always way underweight. So I was 95 pounds and 4 foot fucking tall. And I always wound up making friends with big dudes. Like I never sought it out. It just kind of happened. And looking back now, I think that it was because some of those bigger guys did have that protective urge, like you were talking about, Doug, with the silverback, right? And they did. Like people didn't fuck with me because I was friends with certain very large, scary individuals. So the big guys were always the quiet ones. They had nothing to prove. The guys that always seemed to have something to prove were, the smaller guys, or which is weird. Not weird, but like I've never been that way. Like I don't go looking for fights. I don't back down from them, but I don't feel like I have anything to prove. I don't like to fight. I don't like being punched in the face. I've been punched in the face, and I found that it's unpleasant. As best I can describe it, it's terribly unpleasant.
I think people and dogs are similar on this,
mm-hmm.
And I think it's threat/fear related.
Yeah,
the more of a threat that you perceive something to be, you've only got flight or fight, and you got people that there are people that constantly walk around in fear, but nothing is quite as dangerous or as feisty as something that's constantly scared.
Mm-hmm. Like a chihuahua.
Exactly.
Well, and chihuahuas are known for, being a little sassy.
Because they're afraid of it. They're smaller than everything. Everything's
mm-hmm.
a threat.
And that's, I've grown up being a target. When you're a smaller guy, especially in high school, middle school, you are a target. And there was some of that with me growing up, right? And a lot of things were a threat. It's as I got older and wasn't necessarily afraid of scrapping if I had to, that I got a little less chihuahua-like, and again, the older I've gotten, I told someone once, yeah, you're younger and tougher than me, but I'm a hell of a lot fucking meaner than you are. And that is just something that comes with age, you know?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the environment that you grew up in. You know, that was the match. All somebody had to do was fuck up and light it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I grew up in a very high stress household. So there was never quote unquote a safe space, right? There was nowhere to be safe. So yeah, you tend to be a little high strung. I've always been, up until recently, I've been very high strung.
Hey, Dan.
Hmm.
What is your name on Zencaster?
Mohammed Wang.
Okay.
Why?
What the fuck is that?
Mohammed Wang?
Yes.
The weirdest member of Wang Chung
There you
or
go.
the Wu-Tang Clan, maybe?
Mohammed Wang.
Well, you never
That's an
know.
old
There's
one.
like
That popped
100
up.
members.
That popped up in the autofill when I filled it out. Like not all of them, but a very large number of the names that I've used in the past are in autofill for my
I
browser.
don't remember this one.
Oh,
Oh, because you use it to
yours-
log into your bank account. That's why.
Yeah,
So it's in your autofill.
yeah, that's my bank account is Mohammed Wang. It's where I
Oh, no,
store all
your,
my millions.
Is
Your
that
name's
your porn
truncated.
name?
That is my porn name.
Mohammed Wang?
I have a halal dick. So yeah.
No,
He
no,
does all
your
the
name is
burqa chicks.
truncated. So I just see Mohan.
Yeah, that's
and
what
I like that
Moham.
better.
Yeah.
No, mouse over, mouse
Moham,
over. You'll see it.
Bipolar, Doug Hole in Bullshirt. Doug Hole. That's good. That works.
I had to make mine Bullshirt, or else it said the podcast was posted by whatever username I picked that day.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Boy, talk about a fucking ADHD
Bullshirt.
derail there, bud. That was pretty
Well, dude,
good.
I hovered over your name and I was like, "What the fuck is Mohammed Wang?"
Yeah, that is impressive. So.
That's because when he nails the burqa bitches on Pornhub, maybe they're, doing the ulations.
Told you, my cock is halal. So I slit its throat and I bleed it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you know.
That is
Good job, Adam.
Mohammed Wang. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll refer to you by your preferred name from now on. Mohammed
Yes.
Wang.
Yes. It's
Everybody Mohammed Wang tonight.
everybody
Who up
Chung
Wang and they
tonight.
Mohammed right now?
Wait, do what?
Do what now?
Adam's cracking
up?
himself up tonight.
Who
Well,
up
to be
Wang and they
fair-
Mohammed right now?
Yeah, I'm just saying it's good shit. I'm just enjoying the show.
Glad somebody is.
Adam's on that devil's lettuce.
I think that's
I'm
what
not.
it is.
I got up very early this morning and I'm just so tired today.
Oh,
So
the
it's just
old-
good old fashioned sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, Mohammed Wang.
Yes, Mohammed Wang. Wang de la Mohammed.
Oh, is it like last name, first name?
Yeah.
Wang Mohammed. Okay.
Wang Mohammed.
I didn't see
In
the
Wang
comma
we
there.
trust.
In Wang we trust. I have never trusted my Wang. Ever.
I have.
You've trusted my Wang?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
It never
appreciate
steers
that.
me
My Wang
wrong. It's like a-
appreciates that.
It's like a dowsing rod. It points me right.
Yeah, it can find all the crazy pussy no matter how fucking deep it's buried.
It's like, oh yeah, okay, so never that one. Noted.
Oh, no.
Not again, not
mm-mm,
again.
Nope. That's not how that works. No, I wish. But that's not how that works.
Well, let's try it one more time for good measure.
There you go. That's more like it. Exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that
just
may
a
not
It'll
little-
be different.
Maybe that's not how it works for you, but that's how it works for me. Oh, okay. Add that one to the list. Never.
You
Okay.
got to calibrate it.
No. I'm broken. Like I said, that's why I said I've never trusted my Wang. I mean, I still listen to it a lot, but I don't trust it. So
Well, it's just kind of like every once in a while it stands up and it wants to make a decision, and you're like, no, you can't make a decision, and then it goes into like George Foreman, Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson mode and
Muhammad
beats your
Wang,
ass.
sir. Muhammad Wang. Yes,
Oh,
it
I
does.
beat it.
I beat it, right? Exactly. I beat it. I get a little bit of clarity, and I go to bed. What are you going to do? So, post-nut clarity is real, folks.
We're all still talking about Dan's Wang, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I beat it.
Adam beats my Wang. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's why I miss him so much.
Yes, Muhammad Wang.
As you can tell, I was a dom. He was a sub. So,
yeah, I'm a foot long, though.
at least. With lettuce and tomato.
Well, I'm just happy I could just fucking bring this to a screeching halt. You guys are welcome. If anybody can fuck up productivity, it's you.
I've seen his metrics.
Yeah, he's good at fucking shit up. So, don't ever worry about that. So, how's the weather out there in the Carolinas?
Very cold.
Oh, whatever. What is it, like 50?
Well, the moisture in the air makes more of a difference than I believed.
Does it?
It's a wet cold.
Yeah, it's a wet cold. This is a dry heat. Whatever. Get the fuck out of here. Hot is hot, cold is cold.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, I noticed, like, dry heat is a lot more tolerable out here compared to Georgia. Yeah. But at the same time, 40, 50 degrees in Georgia with 80% humidity felt a lot colder than 20 or 30% humidity with 20-degree temperatures here.
Yeah, but out here it's more the sun that keeps, that you can walk outside in 35 degrees and it's not painful. The minute that sun goes down,
the sun and it heats you up and you actually enjoy it.
Yeah. It's been since I've had the dog, and I'd have to walk her, go outside. Look, it's not too bad. And then in the evenings, you'd forget, throw on that same sweatshirt and walk outside. And it was like, nope, fuck this, nope, run back inside and grab a coat. So,
the old bipolar.
Yeah, exactly. We were supposed to get a bunch of that big winter storm warning or whatever, and it snowed a bunch this morning, and then it all disappeared. So
yeah, completely melted by like 12 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly. So, which is typically how it does here. It snows, and then by the next day it's gone. So it's usually a very powdery, because of the lack of humidity, it's typically a very powdery snow. That stuff that we got last week or whatever was super wet and heavy. That was more like that's the type of snow we got last week was that's what I remember growing up in the Midwest in Ohio. That was the kind of snow we would get, and then it just sits and gets dirty and shitty and everything's fucking terrible.
Gray.
Yeah, it turns gray. Exactly. Yep, it does. It turns gray from just soot, mud, whatever, and then it just stays there until fucking April.
That's what blows my mind every time I see like videos on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook of people making snow ice cream.
Yeah.
Like, you ever got like a glass and just let it melt and look at the sediment and shit at the bottom, and you're eating that. Good job.
Yeah, I guess if you were up in the mountains, maybe, but not anywhere down in any industrial area. Like you
pristine waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Lake Minnetonka. Baptized in the pristine waters of Lake Minnetonka. Yeah, I don't remember during, growing up, I don't remember ever doing that. I've seen it done, but I don't think we ever did it. So we did have an ice cream maker, though. We used to make our own ice cream. That was pretty cool.
I saw a video of people in the last, when it got down to like 0 degrees here, people were taking like their KitchenAid mixer outside and just putting in the ice cream ingredients and letting it run. Like 15 minutes later, they'd have ice cream.
Yeah, I saw that. So got down in the negatives. People were doing that.
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
I will say, like most things, homemade ice cream is a lot better than any store-bought I've ever had. But it's like anything else. It's what, three ingredients? Was it milk or cream? I don't, whatever you want to call it.
Cream, egg,
Salt,
sugar, vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty simple. So you don't have magnesium phosphate or whatever the fuck it is.
Like Breyers, they can't even legally call it ice cream because the FDA or USDA, one of the two, their declaration of what ice cream is has to have like X% of milk or dairy fat.
I think I did see that. Yeah, and it falls under the percentage of.
Yeah, so it's like a frozen treat or something like that on the box.
Dude. Today on Half-Assed Meteorologist Hour.
Brought to you by Not Monster Energy Drink.
ADHD.
And now here's a word from our sponsors.
Do you like powder milk biscuits?
Ew. No one does. Go to hell, sir. Go straight to hell.
Tarnation?
Exactly. You go straight to hell, sir.
What in the chicken fried fuck is he talking about?
Oh, honey, no. Fuck. Bless your heart. No, that's not how you do it.
I'm of the belief that most food is pretty much purely poison these days. I think it's food-like substances or somewhat edible substances. It shouldn't be called edibles. Food. This is do what?
Did you say edibles?
I did say edibles.
Yeah, I had a few of those. I mean, what?
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never had anything edible ever in my life.
This one time at Meow, I mean...
You can look at me and tell that's a lie.
I was watching this thing. They're talking to this woman. She's like 107 or some shit. And, like from Poland or somewhere crazy. And they're like, she smoked cigarettes, ate red meat, and drank bourbon every day. And she's 107. And I'm like, well, okay. First of all, that's one person, right? One, which is not a great sample size to base your belief system on. But a lot of other countries, people live to be longer because there are a ton of countries that the shit we put in our food is just absolutely illegal.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you notice that it's very rare that any of the oldest people alive are in the States. There's a fucking reason for that, and yet we're supposedly the number one in medicine or fucking whatever. It's like
in drone strikes. I think we're number one in drone strike.
Who's beating us? We're gonna drone strike them.
I really do. I believe our drugs.
I think our food, right? And that, I've been meaning. I need to go see a cardiologist. I know. I've got something wrong. Something's wrong. That's different. I've already got a doctor for that. But one, I'm just lazy. Two, I'm a dude, and we don't go to the doctor until we're dead. And three, I just know it's going to be expensive. Like if I go do the stress test, Adam, that you would. I mean, do you remember what you had to pay for that out of pocket when you did that?
It wasn't a lot.
No, really?
It was a couple $100. It wasn't a lot.
Well, that's not as bad as I expected it. So, and that's a goddamn shame that, I've got a full-time job. I've got a good job, good company, good insurance. And I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to pay for this.
Well, here's the thing, man. The longer you wait, the more it's going to cost anyways. You might as well go.
Yeah, I know. Because if shit goes wrong, then you gotta start paying for other stuff.
Open heart surgery costs a lot more than.
I don't know. I was talking to somebody about that today because we were just discussing being, almost 50 and all the weird shit that goes wrong with you. I said, lately, I've been, kind of getting out of breath for no reason. And, last night, my watch kept popping up and saying, hey, you're laying still and your heartbeat's 126 beats a minute and you're just laying there. And I was at the doctor a couple weeks ago and the kid's like, feeling okay? I was like, yeah. Blood pressure was a little bit high, but he's like, your heart rate's 132. I was like, yeah, that's about right. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, that's usually about where it's at. It's usually 110 or higher. And he's like, which is I believe technically tachycardia, what they call tachycardia. And
you're tacking out.
I'm tacking out, right?
You're revving
redlining.
I'm red. Well, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Actually, is redlining or flatlining.
It's like when I take my ADHD meds. About 30 minutes later, you can start seeing my heart rate just ramp up on my Fitbit. It's like goes from resting heart rate of high 60s, low 70s to 90s to 100.
Yeah.
Granted, that's about the time I get to work too, so that could be part of it.
Right, exactly.
Or traffic or the caffeine that I just consumed. And,
Dude, did you guys know Celsius is banned in Europe?
No.
I thought they were all about the Celsius and not the Fahrenheit.
I hate you. I hate you so much, Rob.
Yeah, but you really did have it. You really did have it coming.
I did. That's why I hate it.
You're just mad you didn't think of it first.
No crickets, no badum-tis, no nothing?
no nothing, really?
I'm not cricketing myself. Come on.
I mean, I've had one of those before, and I can understand why they would be banned, because that shit causes me heart palpitations. Fuck. It's like 300 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah, the caffeine content is so high, they banned it in Europe.
Jesus.
And they banned a lot of the food dyes we use over here.
No, that's 200 milligrams.
That's what I was saying. There's a lot of stuff. I think I've told you the story about, I was watching one of those documentaries and they were talking about how military wives that had issues with like breads and pastas and stuff like that. And they'd go over there and they'd try some and they were like, weird, I'm not having any kind of reaction to it. So they'd get used to eating bread and pasta over there for the year or two that they were stationed. And then they would come back here and try to eat pasta and they'd just be all fucked up again. So, but it's over there, the pasta and the bread and stuff is made very fresh. It's made very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very, very simple, you know. I can actually eat.
It's like when you went through your bread experiments.
That's what I was going to say, is that I found that I can eat homemade bread. I can eat it, and it takes a lot more to trigger the reaction that I get than if I eat processed breads. So, and
I wonder what the difference is.
They don't
you have 3 ingredients,
right? Yeah,
yeah, but I wonder which one of like the added 100 ingredients.
It's the ones probably that you can't pronounce.
So exactly.
Pronounce any ingredients. Subtract the 3 that you know.
Any of them. Don't make fun of me.
Right? Water.
Yeah.
Muhammad Hang.
Yeah, but the thing is, man, I was even reading something about how vegetables and stuff now don't have the nutrient content that they did 20, 30 years ago, because the soil is just tapped out trying to.
Yeah, they're like mono farming everything, so they're not rotating anymore. So
there's no, I mean, it's almost impossible to get fucking nutrients in the United States anymore. I do a lot of supplements, and fuck, who knows? I mean, I think I feel better like when I take my B vitamins and stuff, but I don't know.
Is that a supplement strategy? You take vitamins and fuck who knows?
And fuck who knows? Go the goddamn dowsing
rod. Make sure you got that fuck in there.
Gotta fuck.
And maybe some zithromycin as well, but
well, yeah, because I can't do penicillin, that'll kill me. So, but you can't. It's impossible, damn near. Like to do. A buddy of mine on Facebook was talking about the Whole30 diet, and that's a tough one, man. It's trying to eat just whole foods is very, very difficult nowadays.
I could eat like the whole chicken.
A whole chicken? Well, I think chicken would be on the Whole30. I mean, why not? It's a chicken.
Well, if you're eating a whole chicken, that's pretty much your day.
I would think
so. A whole loaf of bread.
Calories, though.
I don't know how many calories. There's probably about, what, in a whole chicken? 800?
I mean, you figure a chicken breast is like under 300 calories for a
I'm going to
6 ounce
say
serving.
I'm going to say 800. Let's go calories
to the Google.
Yeah, but let's say let's say an average size chicken here. What about 3.5 pounds?
3 to 4 pounds from a supermarket, anywhere from 1,200 to 1,800 calories.
Yeah,
so
that's doable, but
I could see Adam putting down 1,800 calories. Dude, I used to put down 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day.
Yeah, but it's not so much that. It's those are very fucking dense, protein packed. Oh my God, I'm full calories.
Oh my God, I'm full.
I mean,
and
that was
apparently 2,400.
Something I noticed when I was doing like keto and all that. You have less filler carbs.
Oh, yeah.
So it's predominantly meat and green leafy vegetables. And if you eat enough broccoli, that will fill you up very quickly.
No, it does. It stays with you longer.
Just like absolutely. When I do like overnight oats, I mean, I can eat. I think the recipe I came up with is like 400 or 500 calories for some oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
But I could eat that shit like 6 a.m. and I'd start getting hungry again like 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah. I can vouch for that.
I get a slice of pizza from 7-Eleven, that shit's gone in like an hour.
Well, because it's all carbs, right? Your blood. When I was year and a half or so ago, when I was going through my fucking mental thing, one of the things that I did is I was watching my blood sugar just to see if I was trying to correlate, was there anything metabolic that I was doing that was triggering the panic attacks and all the fucking anxiety? And blood sugar was one of them. And it was a fun experiment, actually, but I was tracking that kind of stuff and watching how certain foods would spike my blood sugar. And then what was really interesting was I'd be fucking starving and almost shaking, and I'd go check my blood sugar and it was low as fuck. So it was like, I actually got to see that spike and drop. It was pretty fascinating. And you're absolutely right. When you eat better, my problem is the sugar cravings. I get sugar cravings and they fucking own me.
That was the hardest part on keto was it took about 2 weeks to get over the cravings.
Yeah.
And once you get past that, it's not that bad.
Once you get past that, and I know we've talked about when I did South Beach with my ex-wife, and the sugar cravings were fucking fierce. But then after that, like I ate a carrot one day and it tasted like it was candied.
That's what ruined Coca-Cola for me.
Coke was so sweet. It was like drinking maple syrup. Yeah. I had a drink of a Coke and it was like, it gagged me. It's amazing. You don't realize how much sugar you're consuming daily until you do something like that. Or I was using an app for a while too, and it was to count calories. That's how I found out that I was dropping like 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. Doug, I know Doug and I both, we worked a similar job where we were out in the field, doing manual labor, and you can do 3,000 calories a day because you're burning it as quickly as you're putting it on. The problem is you get older, you change job duties, and you continue to eat 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. And then you look down one day and you can't see your own dick. And
yep, that's fact.
It's like, where did my dick go? And mine again, right about that time. So I had the surgery and all that, and then had my little mental breakdown. And I have a scale that tracks your weight on my phone, right? And you can see right about the time that I was losing my fucking mind, my weight just skyrocketed. And it's because I was eating just garbage, man. Fast food, pizzas.
I worked at Walmart overnight. I mean, that was all that was available was junk food.
Trash, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I was walking 10 to 15 miles a night because sweeping the floors and mopping and doing like the stripping and waxing floors. I could eat just about anything I want.
Yep. Because you're burning it all off, man.
I got an office job and I think I gained like 20 pounds in 3 months.
Easily. Yep. I had stretch marks from gaining weight.
Dan's like, yeah, you easily gain that much.
Yeah, you easily gain that much. So I didn't even.
Yeah, he was sitting there. He had the measuring tape and everything.
Hey,
I
Robbie,
got my little buddy caliper here.
Yeah, I like to min max.
I think you guys are going to have to do without me for a minute. I'm. Oh yeah, that. Yep. Mm-hmm. I think someone needs to shit, and it's not me. So you guys just go ahead and keep talking. I'll be back.
We can pause. You guys want to pause?
Can we pause?
Yeah.
Pause? Oh, we'll pause.
Yeah,
and we
we're
totally
back,
have been here the whole time. Totally.
Yes.
My dog.
That's
Fuck you
dangerous. Now Dan's going to know at any point he can run to Cuba and get a Diet Coke.
Get a Diet Coke. Absolutely.
He's going to go to Mexico and get the Mexican Coke, Diet Coke with sugar in it.
It's my empty bottle of Diet
Will
Coke.
it have the Coke in the Coke?
Oh, that'd be great. Maybe. My dog likes to drink a gallon of water every time she comes home from daycare. So, and it needed to be released.
Bitches be thirsty.
Bitches do be thirsty. Yeah. She apparently escaped at daycare today. They put him in a kennel, and then they rotate him through the different play areas. And the woman's like, yeah, we weren't fast enough. And she got out and she's really hard to catch. It's like, yeah, I'm aware. They're like, she's so small and slick and fast. That's why I call her a piglet. She's like a greased pig.
Suzie Plisken's escape from daycare.
Suzie Plisken. I got that reference. Suzie Plisken.
That's good shit.
Yeah, really never thought I'd get another dog. I really didn't. And there are days that I'm not sure why I did, but she's, I think once you're a dog person, you are. And that's just how that goes.
Get you a cat that acts like a dog, and it's the best of both worlds.
That's the thing though. I'm both. I mean, I like animals. I think,
Is it like that Ace Ventura scene when you come home and you start singing and shit flies out from everywhere?
From all that might be a little much, but I've actually always wanted a bird. Gray, is it an African gray? Yeah. No.
Don't cross over. Just don't.
Don't be the bird guy. Don't do it.
Birds can live for like 30 fucking years.
Longer.
They're a lot of work. They don't have any control over their pooping. I think that's the part that seals it for me. So cats poop in a box. My dogs have all been pretty good about letting me know when they need to shit outside.
Well, all I gotta say is, yeah, exactly. It's not just that they live in a cage either. I mean, you think about where these birds are native to.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to those places and you can hear those birds from 3 goddamn miles away. Now put that in your house.
You know what happens when the sun comes up? You're going to be awake.
Yeah. Yeah. I almost wound up with a bird many years ago. There was a guy that I worked with, and he was like, I'm getting rid of this bird. And I went over and I met it. And I remember him and his wife were eating chili. We were sitting in the living room. They were eating chili with crackers. And you just see this bird pop up on the footstool, steal a cracker, and then run off. And the bird was actually really cool. But I came to find out that the reason they were getting rid of it is because they put the cover over the cage and it wouldn't stop screaming and talking. And actually, Doug, a friend of ours, took said bird. And I don't know if he still has him or not. I don't think he does. I think someone got rid of him. But yeah, they're a lot more work than people realize. And like I said, I'm not even 100% sure I wanted a fucking dog again. So, and I don't.
Dude, she's right there, bro.
Oh yeah, I know. She's literally under my feet with a tug rope trying to get me to play with her. She knows.
Shit about her
I've told her straight to her face that sometimes I have buyer's remorse, but it's mostly the fact that she's got the separation anxiety, which I did not know when I got her. Had they put that she had separation anxiety on the listing, I wouldn't have even looked at her, because that can be incredibly difficult to fix, and it can also be very, very destructive depending on the dog.
That's why they didn't put it.
Well, so I don't think they knew. The guy that I fostered, or that fostered her, because it was a very whirlwind when they got her and all that. And I mentioned to the guy after, it was a couple of weeks after, I mentioned to the guy about how she was kind of showing some signs of separation anxiety. He's like, yeah, she showed a little bit of that with me too. And I was thinking, you're supposed to tell the fucking rescue. Like, that's how dogs get returned, right? If I was a lot of other people, I would have returned this dog and said, hey, I can't do this. I can't do a dog that's got separation anxiety. And you don't want that. A rescue wants the dogs to find forever homes. When you foster, you're supposed to communicate and say, hey, I'm noticing this dog has some separation anxiety. Because there's people out there that have different situations. Other dogs in the home, or big yards, or they work from home. You don't have to worry about it. But thus far, she has not been destructive. She lets out these little half-volume ows and chirps a little bit. Yeah, right. Me too when I'm sad, and I can't get mad because as somebody who has had panic attacks and anxiety, I get it. I get it. So, but there are pictures and videos of pit bulls, especially, that have literally chewed through walls. They'll paw at the wall until they make a hole, and then they chew through said wall to get out of a room. Could you?
What, are they strong
imagine?
Or something?
Huh?
Are they strong or something?
Yeah, they can be. Yeah, the little
Despite
girl.
Despite all their rage, they're just a pit bull in a cage.
They're just a pit in a cage. Little girl at the place that she goes to daycare was telling me that happened. She has a Rottweiler, and her boyfriend were looking for a new place to live. And while they were doing that, her mom was watching their Rottweiler. And she said the mom came home one day and the Rottweiler was in the yard. And she's like, well, that's weird. Did I forget to close the door? Or, whatever the case was. She went to the back door and the dog had eaten through the wall and through the siding and got out of the house that way. So my dog would be highly medicated if that ever happened. But that's really the only thing she does that's even remotely difficult to deal with. I mean, and I was reading that separation anxiety is very, very high in rescue dogs, as opposed to, dogs that you've had since they were a pup. So, and I know Doug's dog, Shadow, he will whine a little bit. That was about the only thing I ever saw was some whimpering and whining, wanting his Doug.
Yeah.
And again, nothing bad. He is the quietest coonhound that I've ever seen in my life. They're known for being there are some apartment complexes that will not allow hound dogs, coonhounds, because they'll get to bay. They'll start baying and
if you
howling.
ever heard one, I can understand why.
I know. Yes, yeah. I have. Yes, they get loud and obnoxious. So, now that's not to say that when I lived with Doug, I didn't ag Shadow on a time or two. But
but that's the only way he does it.
Yeah, it really is. He's never been much of a howler barker.
Odd time where he hears a fire engine, And, and even then, you could tell he wants to, but you could also tell he's kind of holding it back. He'll like tilt his head up a little and start to think about it.
Yeah, he's
should I really do this?
He's another dog that's always been a good dog from my perspective or point of view. And people are like, all dogs are good dogs. I'm like, no, I've seen some dogs that were complete fucking assholes.
They've never watched Cujo.
Yes, exactly. Cujo is just misunderstood.
my favorite documentary.
Yeah, I've been lucky. All my dogs have they've all been good, but I've worked with all my dogs, and I don't think people realize how much I actually work with my dogs to train them.
Is that a conflict of interest?
No, as long as they're over a certain age.
Oh, okay, I got you. So you
He's
can
not
work.
a groomer.
Yeah. I see what you did there. I groom my dog.
I did hear Dan saying, he was like, Suzie, you're so mature for your age.
Right. Well, I mean, in dog years, she's almost 21. So, I mean, it's kind of legal.
So why you smoke cigars and drink bourbon in front of her?
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted
to show her that you're the alpha.
Yeah. I wanted to see how mature I am.
He says, Suzie, look at my Robinhood account where I'm making fucking stacks. All right, I am the alpha.
Steak and some Wisconsin cheese curds.
Be like, I don't want to brag, but I have an 830 credit rating, so just saying. And she's like, "Does that buy me more food or biscuits?" She's like, "Good, buy me some more daycare time." So I couldn't afford that shit if I had to do it 5 days a week. That shit is expensive as fuck. But I'll tell you, and you know what's funny, and I will go on record here. I may or may not have given someone a hard time for spending the money to put their dog in daycare at one time or another. Allegedly, I may have done that, right?
And I think you did that.
Well, at one time I said I wouldn't have a dog in the house. That's why I don't give you too much shit about it.
Exactly. We all find out things about ourselves, don't we?
Yeah.
Now, I used to give. Yeah. I mean, I didn't give Doug a super hard time for daycare, but I'd always be like, "Why are you spending the money? He's fine at home. He's good at home. He's good by himself." And he'd be like, I like taking him there. I like running him out. I think it's good for him. I think it's the right thing to do. And I was like, okay, whatever, But I'm thinking, man, it's a lot of money, But after taking her to daycare and seeing the change in her personality, the positive change in her personality, I don't think I would ever have a dog again that I didn't take at least once or twice a week to go play and, just be around other people and realize they're not going to hurt her, to be around other dogs, to burn off that fucking energy.
I don't know if it's the same for dogs, but like when I go on one of my hikes, it might be a 5, 6, 7, 8 mile hike, and I could be in the worst mood ever if I started, but once I get done with it, I feel great.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's a lot of the same. I think it's just exercise, right? And you've got dogs like the pit bulls. People don't realize pit bulls come from a line of working dogs. Shadow being a hunting dog, basically, he's a working dog, and they're not. I mean, genetically, they need to get out and do stuff, and we walk a lot, but they need that. Dogs are super social animals, man. They need that interaction. And, it goes back to, we were talking about like training dogs and working with dogs. You get people that they'll get like a fucking husky or something, right? And it sits in an apartment 8-9 hours a day. And these people don't do anything. And they're like, goddamn dog ate my couch. It's bored. It's bored and it's anxious. What do you do when you get bored and anxious, right?
I eat the couch.
You eat the couch. Exactly. I mean, that's the universal cure for boredom and anxiety. Eat the goddamn furniture.
My name is Doug, and I'm a couch eater.
I just prefer stress eating actual food, but you guys do you.
Well,
that's more fiber if you eat the couch.
And if the dog was able to go open the fridge, it probably would too.
All the nutrients are in the couch cover.
Are in the cushion part. You got to get through the skin and get down into the meat of the couch.
The skin's where the nutrients are.
Is where the fiber is. Yeah, it's where the nutrients are. So yeah, I like I said, I definitely agree with Doug's philosophy on that one. Is that I think if you have a dog and you're having any kind of behavioral issues, you got to look at that and see, does the dog spend too much time alone at home? And if so, consider daycare. Yes, it's expensive, but so are couches.
Not just dogs either. Like, been staying at my girlfriend's place a few nights a week and coming back to my cats. You can tell they're needing attention. They're extra needy.
Cats are more temperamental than people realize about that. Yeah.
But play with them for 15, 30 minutes, something like that. And they're over there on the couch taking a nap.
Yeah, and they're like, fuck off. And that's enough. Stop touching me.
Been awake for 20% of my 3 hours a day, so it's time for a nap again.
And Toki is probably one of the more needy cats that I've ever seen. So that's
money, bless your heart, you don't even know.
Yeah, that's so I could see that. But even my cat, like when I went to Ouray a couple years ago and Adam cat sat for me, he kept an eye on my pussy while I was gone. And
I got it. I kept it warm for you.
Yeah, he did. And when I got home, she was extra mouthy. She just followed me around screaming at me the entire time, just giving me what for.
Yeah, she kind of knew what time I was coming by each day before work or after work.
Her pattern recognition is fucking creepy. And
it's like she's human.
She's something. She's starting what I think is the early signs of dementia. And I've actually got a spray bottle next to the bed now, and she'll start that. You guys have heard it, the hello and the gurgling and all that. And I'll hit her with I'll hit her with the spray bottle, and she'll stop and go, meow. It's like, Jesus Christ. But she's always been a great cat. I mean, the bitch is 20 years old. I can't, and still purrs and eats. But we have our buddy Juan, every time I'd mention my cat, he would say alleged cat, because in the years that he knew me, he had never met my cat, because she was one of those that if people came over, she'd go hide. And it was about the time that my Jack Russell Spitz mix died that I put him down. She got really weird after that. And when people would come over, she'd just kind of saunter out and, she wanted the attention. But what I found interesting was after Adam came and watched her for that week, anytime he would come over to the apartment and she heard him, it didn't matter where she was. The minute she heard his voice, she would come out of hiding and go pester the shit out of him until he pet her.
She's like, hey, I heard you pet me. I remember you, and you definitely pet me, and I know that you know how to do it. So
right, you know how to do it. I know you know how to.
You're not going to pretend that you can't do it. So fuck you. You're going to pet me.
When I moved from Florida, we gave her, I don't remember if it was Xanax or what we gave her, but she was high as fucking giraffe pussy. And this was back when she still would hide from everybody. She comes rolling out of the bedroom and plops up in Doug's lap like, ugh, this is my lap now. And poor Doug's allergic as fuck to cats, but he was trying to be nice. He's like, no, it's fine.
Where's my EpiPen?
Yeah, pretty much, right? I've always said cats can sense when you're allergic to them, and because they are assholes, they will be drawn to you. So.
Yes, I can confirm this.
They're like, wait.
Some. They have like a Dragon Ball Z eyepiece, and they're like, I'm getting some high cortisol readings from over this way.
From that guy over there. Just trotting on over and watch him swell up. Oh my, I'm sorry. Is my dander killing you?
His energy level is 6,000.
Wow, that's a Easter egg for the fucking dorks. I never watched much in the way of anime. I watched a little Full Metal Alchemist, Robotech, which some people would argue is not true anime.
Gatekeeping.
I
only watch hentai.
A little bit of hentai here and there. Yeah. Isn't
that animation?
Who doesn't need a little
art form they do on the Indian women? Isn't that what that is? Hentai.
Yeah, look it up on Google.
Yeah, look it up on HENTAI. Look it up. And Vampire Hunter D. I enjoyed that one too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I like that.
Yeah,
Funimation just shut down.
Full Metal Alchemist.
I enjoyed that one too. I like that one. So, but I didn't get into like Dragon Ball Z or what was the other big popular one? Cowboy Bebop, I think. I did try to watch the live action, and I just remember it being really bad. It was just really
that's
bad.
Most live action.
Fair enough.
The Devil
that's fair.
The Devil is a Part-Timer is a good one.
Devil's a Part-Timer. What did you guys ever watch Two Piece on Netflix?
Two Piece and a soda?
That's a totally different thing.
One Piece. I'm thinking Two Piece and a biscuit. Yeah. Sorry, I haven't eaten since 11 o'clock. I'm fucking starving.
That's a totally different documentary, Dan.
Yeah, totally different. Did you guys watch One Piece? Was it any good? It looked good. But I never watched it. No, you didn't watch it? I figured one of you guys would have watched it.
Well, I wasn't a fan of the original, and everybody who loved the original loved it. And I was
I see what you're saying. Right.
So it wasn't really my bag, probably the best way to say that.
Yeah.
It's like I ain't hating on it or anything else. It's obviously got a big following for a reason.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, I'm
give
kind of
me
the same
an
way.
Attack on Titan.
I watched a little bit of Attack on Titan. That one was kind of cool too. Yeah, I try not to yuck people's yum, as long as they're not trying to yum on children or animals,
or children with animals.
With animals or animal children.
That's the worst. Yes. And then those.
Hey, damn.
Yeah.
Hybrid.
Stop it, Robbie. Stop it. Yeah, if you're trying to fuck puppies, if you're a puppy fucker, we're not going to be friends. So but beyond that, yeah, I mean, like anime, I don't get it. I don't understand the draw, but like our buddy Juan's big into WWE, and I'm not a huge fan of that either. But I will say, one night we were doing something, and we wound up watching WWE in Spanish. As I know it's hard to tell, but with a name like Juan, he does know a little bit of Spanish, except for the word carburetor. And it is a lot cooler in Spanish. I'm just saying. I had no idea what the fuck they were saying, but they were very, very excited. And
the weather's a lot
excited.
Cooler in Spanish too.
Do what?
The weather is a lot cooler in Spanish too.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing. I will watch a Spanish soap opera in a fucking second.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
same reason.
oh my God.
For the same reason. Yeah. For the same reason as the weather. So
they are so hot.
Yeah.
But it's like at the same time, they're all so expressive.
Yeah.
You don't even have to know what they're saying to halfway know what the hell's going on.
That's like, I think Sofia Vergara is absolutely just hot as fuck. And
oh yeah.
I want to watch that new show that new movie she's got, show, whatever it is, Griselda. But we will have to discuss that at another time.